today with Tom Campanero, the inventor of the Total Gym. He's going to put me through a little workout and tell us about the Total Gym. So how'd you get involved, Tom?
All right, Pete, lie back.
Okay.
I'm going to have you do some hamstring curls. Just
Okay.
curl up. Well, as a bodybuilder, I saw that the concept here is body weight against gravity.
Yeah.
So I can take my body weight, I'm the weight stack, I can manipulate it through the inclined plane, move around as you'll see, and do hundreds of different exercises.
I can really feel this on both hamstring. This is definitely, I can feel gravity.
Okay,
so crunch.
And pull. That's
Oh,
why
wow.
in over
Okay.
14,000 facilities, patients have a great time of using this because it's decompressive while you're working the muscle groups.
You have this in 14,000 rehab facilities?
Centers, that's right. We touch about 10
Wow.
or 15 million people a year.
Wow, that's pretty
So I
phenomenal.
want you to sit up and turn around. We're going to have you come out.
Okay.
I'm going to raise you up a little bit. I'm going to have you go into a squatting motion.
Oh yeah, I've seen
here.
this. Yeah, this is what I really like about this,
here,
and what I've seen this used for is for knee rehab. Like
Exactly.
now, 'cause
Total
I'm using-
knees, total hips.
Cool. So I'm doing my
ACLs.
body weight, but I'm not putting a lot of load on the joints. I can
Exactly.
feel my hips engaged. I feel my quads, my hamstrings, my knees working.
So it's early, partial weight bearing, closed chain, functional squatting.
And that's why you do have a lot of physical therapists
exactly.
work with us.
Plus
Cool.
you can do a mile plyometric.
Okay, so I can do a little
And
jumping
again,
with this?
Yeah, you're under control.
Okay,
You're dealing
cool.
with a percentage of your body weight, and that percentage is calibrated to the level of incline.
Okay, so the higher the incline,
Yeah.
the more weight
Yeah,
it is?
exactly.
Okay.
Hop up.
Okay.
We're going to lower you down a little bit, and I'm going to put you on some of the pulley exercises.
Ah, okay.
And of course, one of the really neat things about Total Gym is how quickly you can move from one exercise to the next.
Yeah, that's
So grab these, sit this way,
okay. Right up towards
There
the
you
front.
go.
Okay.
and just stabilize yourself. Just kind of do some mild pull-ins.
Okay.
So you get some lat pulls.
And now, when did you invent this? How long has this been?
1974. So this is our 40th year anniversary.
See, that blows me away that you've been around that
believe
long.
me, we have been doing functional training for a long time.
Absolutely,
Since
yeah.
mid-80s.
We think of functional training as being relatively recent.
Bilateral. Go unilateral.
Okay.
One arm.
Oh, cool.
And now go right into static equilibrium where you can literally train at a high speed with no inertia.
Cool,
And
yeah.
you get rotation.
So I can get my thoracic
Sure.
spine rotating. I can get
Go right into bicep curls.
Okay, so I
So
can go
again,
right
without changing, you're right into a bicep curl.
Cool.
Take the lats out of it. Again, you're doing some core stabilization.
Yeah.
Now I want to get a little more difficult. Put your hands on here, lock down, kneel down.
And I can see, if your background is bodybuilding, I can see how as a bodybuilder, this gives you an alternative, so you're not just constantly loading the joints.
Exactly.
You're not constantly
Plus
stretching
you
the
can
joints
hit all
with
the
weight.
different angles. You can rotate these pulleys around the lat bars to get all different kind of flexion angles. You want to get a little more unstable, just kind of raise yourself up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Same exercises, but a whole different dynamic.
Now I really have to engage with the hips in order to
Exactly.
keep it stable. And this is tricky. This doesn't look that
Now
hard.
set off here. No, it doesn't look
Yeah.
right, exactly.
So I gotta
turn
post-
around and face the other way.
Okay.
And again, we could raise or lower the level to make it more difficult or less difficult. Scoot back a little bit with your body.
Gotcha.
There you go.
And I want to hold it down like
Yeah.
this.
I want you to do some presses. Put your feet up.
Okay.
And again, every time you're on the board, what's
Yeah.
cool is when that board moves, it's dynamic, you have to stabilize. So you're
Yeah.
automatically having to stabilize the core. And again, you're working the chest, unilateral, bilateral, and high-speed training.
Well, I really like this one of where
Isn't
I'm
that cool?
rotating with it, and I can get
Yes.
involved with the whole rotation and the push.
Exactly.
So I can break down the movement patterns. I can do just a one arm. I can do a both arm. I can even, you're showing me a rotational one earlier.
Okay, so you're going to go to the side.
Okay.
I'm going to change the board for you a little bit here. We have a new articulating board. I want you to kneel down sideways like this.
Okay, and that brings
Lock
the board
down.
up higher.
That's it. Well, actually, it brings the board level.
Okay.
So now you can do your rotations. You're using the inclined plane, but because the board is at a level that's parallel,
Yeah,
you
see, a
get
lot
nice
of people don't
rotation.
realize their oblique muscles, the external oblique, is the largest core muscle. And I really do think that's one of the muscles that's often trained incorrectly.
Yep.
But I can tell you, Tom, this is really, I'm really feeling the obliques and the hips, and they're really
And
tied
as you
together.
can see, we have you at a fairly low level.
Yeah.
You can obviously get much more.
No, I'm sure if you got it, if you cranked it up, it'd be a little
Exactly.
bit different.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna post this down again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish off with one of my favorites. So what are the programs, you have a program with ACE right now, correct? Can you tell me a little bit about
program.
that?
We have an online CEC certified program for trainers to go in and access the knowledge of how to use a Total Gym, the exercise library, and it allows them to pull together different exercises for their personal training or even in a class environment.
Now, what I'm doing here is I'm playing like a little superset,
triceps,
and I'm doing
exactly.
triceps to arms. And now, how many people have bought the Total Gym?
So we've been on TV, the longest running infomercial ever, 18 years.
Oh, wow,
Over
okay.
5 million people for their home.
Okay.
And through our studies, we have about a 72% usage rate after 10 years, meaning the people that use this product
Okay.
And we do bring a lot of high-level education to the consumer environment, just like we do in the commercial environment.
So ACE trainers can learn how to use this and then tap into that consumer market?
Ooh, they could.
That's pretty cool. And what else is Total Gym? What else is Total
And then
Gym
our
working
next
on?
phase of strategy is we are launching a franchise Gravity Studio model, where 2,000 square feet, Gravity training room, personal training environment, branded Gravity, a Total Gym studio.
Okay, great. And for more information, always check back to acefitness.org.